Hey, what's going on? Thanks for checking out this video. I hope you can hear me. It's a bit windy out. I didn't have my cameraman and I really wanted to get this video done. Today I'm going to teach you how to shoot a ball with power. Let's address a few points about technique. The first thing is, if you want to have a hard shot, you have to have a hard foot or a flexed foot. Okay, most people will swing through the ball, but they have a really weak or limp foot, especially on their weaker foot. They don't focus on really flexing their foot and making their foot tight. Okay, I want you to try something right now. I want you to try to flex your strong foot, point your toes down, make it flat, and make it really hard. Flex it as hard as you can, and then flex your weaker foot. Okay, if you have one foot that's noticeably weaker, when you're playing, you have a weak foot and a strong foot, the weak foot is probably much weaker when you're trying to flex it like this. Okay, so a great exercise, whenever you're at home, maybe every morning, just flex, hold it for 5 seconds, release. Flex again as hard as you can, release. Do that on both sides, okay? So you want to hit the ball with a strong flexed foot. Toes are pointing down. I'm making contact in the middle of my boot, in the laces. Okay, and again, it's hard foot. So, hard foot is one thing. Where are you meeting the ball? When we're doing a basic shot, laces with the power, trying to generate power, I should say, you want to try to hit the ball in the middle, okay? If you're striking through it on the side or this side, you're going to get some curl on it. You may be able to control it, but it's not going to be as consistent. So when you're shooting the ball, really look at the ball. Make sure your foot is making contact in the center of the ball with that strong foot. Okay, another big thing is this planting foot. When we want to generate power, this planting foot's more important than you think. Okay, so I like to always analyze it or compare it to golf. If you ever play golf and you take out your driver, you want to hit it really far, okay, but you want to keep the trajectory low, right? Like, we want to have a hard shot, but a high shot isn't necessarily good. We can't score if we put the ball over the net. So in golf, when you have your driver, if you put the ball a little further in your stance, it's going to force the ball to stay low with good power, but it will stay low and slowly rise. If you put it back in your stance, you're going to get more under the ball, and it may be hard, but it will go very high. The same is for your soccer shot. So if I step my stance, if I plant my foot back here, it's going to be very hard for me to generate lots of power and even keep it on net. Okay, but if I have my foot right in front of the ball, even more so, generally I would plant it beside, but I really want to generate a lot of power, so I'm going to really overemphasize my planting foot beside the ball, and I'm going to get my body positioning really low over the ball. Okay, you can generate a lot more power. Just look at my technique right here, or my body positioning. If my foot's back here, compared to if I really overemphasize my last step, okay, I can get a lot more power on the ball. Next, I want to talk about my backswing. So, in order to generate more power, if I have a bigger backswing compared to a little backswing, I'm going to get a lot more power. If you think about it like a pendulum, okay, the higher it swings, the more power it can generate. If it only comes to here, it's going to be tough to get a lot of power. So really overemphasize your backswing. Okay, really overemphasize. You should almost be kicking your butt with your swing. Okay, on the other side, your follow through, the more power you generate, the shorter your follow through should be. Okay, if I have a really big backswing and a really big forward swing, it's pretty likely that the ball is going to go really high over the net. Okay, so you almost want a little like chop shot, especially if you have that good plant, big backswing, my follow through, and a hard foot. Okay, if you watch like a Ronaldo knuckleball, his follow through is almost zero. Okay, when he hits the ball, he's almost taking it back, and really it's hitting the ball right in the center. Remember, contact point is so important. But if you hit it in the center, big backswing, short follow through, you're going to get a lot of power, and it's going to rise slowly into the top corner. Last thing I want to talk about is the speed of your swing. Okay, so the faster you can swing your leg, you have a slow swing, even if you have a hard foot, your shot's never going to be as hard as if you have a big backswing and a quick swing, okay? So the faster you can swing your leg, the more power you can generate. If I just lightly brush through the ball, even though I have a hard foot, good technique, I'm not gonna get that much power, okay? But if I have all those things, plus a nice fast swing, short follow through, again, the faster, the harder you shot, the faster you swing, the shorter your follow through has to be. Okay, but the quicker I can swing my leg, the more power I can generate. Just like every other technique, this comes down to practice. So if you aren't shooting every day, you cannot expect to see big improvements in your game. But I promise you, if you take the time, 10, 15 minutes a day, practice your shooting, get the technique first, then add the power with both feet, you're gonna see big improvements, not only in your shooting, but your overall play, okay? Shooting is probably one of the most difficult skills to master in this game, but it's the essence of the game. It's ball striking. So if you become good at shooting, you'll become good at passing. Okay, you will understand the concept much more. Does improving your strength in your legs make your shot harder? And the answer is yes. If you have bigger legs, more powerful legs, you're gonna be able to, like we said, get a stronger plant, okay? More power coming from this planting leg. You're gonna be able to swing your leg quicker, and you're gonna be able to flex your leg quicker, and you'll be able to generate more power because of it. So if you wanna become not only a better shooter, but a better player, I really recommend you work on improving not only your leg strength, but your total body strength. If you need any ideas, go to my channel and search strength. You'll get a bunch of videos to get you started. Just one point I want to emphasize before I leave, and I said it in the beginning, power comes from technique. So you're going to find when you're practicing on your own, the harder you try to kick the ball, the more power you try to get in your swing, the worse your shot is probably going to be. Okay, the more you start to focus on technique and just following through the ball, a nice clean stroke of the ball, that's when you're really going to start to get the power and feel really confident in your shooting. Okay, that took me a long time to figure out. It took me years to figure out, but you can figure it out right now by listening to me. Don't focus so much on power, focus on the technique, and the power is going to come. Okay, another thing that you need to adopt right now, practice with both feet. If you are a young player, let's say like 7, 8, 9 years old, and you start using 2 feet for everything, you're gonna be so thankful you did when you're 18, 19, okay? If you are 18, 19, if you're an older player and you still only have 1 foot, start practicing with that weaker foot right away, because a 2-footed player is twice as dangerous.